Hello, hello, hello. You have got your event planned and it is settled. It is going to happen online. Shouldn't take much time to plan it. I mean, all you gotta do is set up a link and send it out to people, right? Wrong. Event planning takes time even when it's happening online. But how much time should it take? This is take 2. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to take 2. Hi, I am Ella Glasgow, your show-stopping virtual event producer hired by corporate meeting and event planners to help them create impactful virtual events without them trying to pull their hair out, trying to figure out all the tech and logistics of it all. And we do this using our signature encore method for transformational virtual experiences that have their audiences wanting to pay cash money to attend again and again. And today we are talking about planning, event planning to be exact, for virtual events, and how much time do you really need to make that happen? I mean, at this point, you've done the work, you've pulled all the speakers together, we hope. And you've gotten all the amazing sponsors and all of those things, and at least we hope that you've gotten all those things, right? How much time do you really need to have to get this virtual event in place? Because we've all been doing this for a while, right? And I'm going to talk to you about the important things that you really need to be considering and how much time it really does take to pull off a virtual event. And if this is something that you know a colleague of yours would enjoy, if you know a colleague that would enjoy what I'm talking about today, then I want you to please spread this like the best gossip around the virtual water cooler, okay? And if you are here with me live, go ahead and give me a hashtag live. And if you're here with me for take 2, let me know that you're here with me for take 2. If you are here in the replay, then give me a hashtag replay. Remember, this is a conversation between you and me. I want to know what you're thinking and what's hitting for you. I want to know what is giving you the most fire today. So, yeah. When it comes to putting on virtual events, it's really easy to believe that because it's something that's happening online, that there shouldn't have to be that much planning that needs to take place. And I'm here to tell you that it takes a little bit more than just pulling up a link and sending it to people. So let's talk about the 3 things. There are really 3 things that you need to keep in mind when it comes to putting your virtual event together and making sure that you have really got all of the pieces in place so that you have an event that is not just something that's happening, but one that people actually want to be a part of. So, number 1, know your numbers. Yes, you need to know your numbers. So what am I talking about when I say know your numbers? I'm really talking about something very specific. And first of all, the numbers I want you to really be thinking about, I want you to know the number of people appearing on stage. And that is the number of people appearing on stage virtually or pre-recorded. And when I say pre-recorded, I'm talking about those ones that you're expecting your event planner to take charge of pre-recording. So you want to make sure that you've got that in mind. And I'm talking about your speakers, I'm talking about your vendors, and your sponsors, because some of your sponsors, I know sometimes you're going to want to have those people appearing on stage live or pre-recorded. You may have to get those things together for them. So knowing these things, and it's particularly important when the people that are speaking on your stage is a greater number than you. If you are not the only person involved in your event, if you're not the only person speaking on the stage, then you're going to need more than a week to put this virtual event together. And in all honesty, if you are even the only speaker on stage, you're going to want to give yourself more than a week to put your virtual event together so that you have something that is impactful and really gives people the time to get it into their calendars. So when it comes to the speakers, the vendors, the sponsors, the people that you are inviting to come and speak on your stage, you want to remember that they also have lives. And they also have schedules. And while they may be really excited to speak at your event or to be a part of your event, they still have to look into their calendar and make sure that what it is that you want them to do during your event doesn't conflict with something they may already have on the calendar. So I suggest that you give your people appearing on stage at least a month to get the things together. So here are the important dates and things I want you to keep in mind. So there are some really important things I want you to keep in mind. Important dates. The first one is your materials deadline. And hopefully you can read that with my thick handwriting. Also, so your materials deadline, remember the materials are, do you want their headshots? Do you want an outline of what their talk is? Do you want their handouts? Anything that you are requesting from them, you have to give. I know that you know this, but it needs to happen before the event happens. Why am I saying this? Because I've gotten more than a call or three where people are wanting their event planned in a matter of a week or so. And look, I have been called magic and I have the magic, but sometimes I just want time to help you do things right. So give your event planner more than a week to get your event together so that things can be done right. And especially if you've got other speakers involved, to give them time to get the materials together. Depending on the level of speaker that you're working with, some of your speakers may have all of these things together already and they've got it in a file ready to go. Speakers, I'm talking to you. If you don't have it in a file ready to go, get it in a file ready to go right now. But some of those speakers may not have all of these materials together, and it may take them time to build their talk, get their headshots together, get their whatever things that you're asking for, create their handouts. They may need more than a week to make it happen. So you want to make sure that you've given them enough time to get that on their calendar and know that they have to have their materials in by a particular date. Also, if you're working with an event planner, orientation. If you're working with an event planner like me, there's going to be orientation and training for your speakers. Let's pretend that I spelled that correctly. Let's get this so that you can actually see that spelled correctly. I'm going to spell it correctly for you. All right. So we want to have orientation and training. I still can't spell apparently. But orientation and training. And that involves working with your speakers, getting them together, making sure that they've got the right microphone, they've got the right camera, they've got, the right things for whatever they're going to be displaying on the screen. All of those things take time. And we want to make sure that everybody's on the same level. So you want to ensure that your speakers know that these things are happening and those are dates that they need to put onto their calendar. and they need time to put the time into their calendar. And then the most important thing, I'm going to make this huge: tech runs in all caps. You want to make sure that you have given your speakers, vendors, sponsors, whoever is going to be appearing on stage, time to put into their calendar and know that they have the time to attend the tech run. The tech run is so important. It doesn't matter how many times you have appeared on the virtual screen. You need to go to the tech run. Your speakers need to go to the tech run, because what I would hate to see happen is that you forego this right here and then all hell breaks loose on your event, when it could have been avoided if all you had done was have a tech run to find out where the holes were in your event. It's really important to make that happen for your speakers and get those dates on their calendar, which means to give them at least a month to have all of those things together for you. So when it comes to all of this, you also need to be aware of the hours. We want to make every single hour count. Every hour counts when it comes to planning your event. So if your event is an hour and you're the only one speaking, it's not going to take you that long to plan it, right? Maybe it'll take you a couple of weeks, depending on how intense and how in depth you want your graphics to be and all of those things. But if you, again, have more than you appearing on the stage, it's going to take a longer amount of time. And if you have an event that's lasting for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, a couple of days, the longer the event is, the more time you're going to need to plan it, because it probably means that your event is more intricate. The more intricate your event is, the longer amount of time you're going to need to plan, which means you're going to need at least a month. Remember all of the pieces that need to happen, especially if you're working with an event planner like me, a strategist like me, to help you put these things together. You're going to have, if you're going to have it in a 3-day event, there are going to have to be runs of shows put together. That takes time. There are going to have to be the timelines for all of the things that need to happen in your event or before your event to put together. That takes time. There's going to be the building of your event itself. What pieces are you putting into your event puzzle? That takes time. All of these things take time. And if you want your event to be done right, then I encourage you to give yourself at least a month. Give the people that are involved with you at least a month to help you put this together. And then the third thing I want you to think about is, who is this event for? Now, it's really easy to think that your event is for a specific amount of people, or for specific persons you're expecting to attend, and those specific people don't need any time to get ready or come to your event. But the fact of the matter is whether your event is internal or external, those attendees need time as well. Not necessarily the same amount of time that you're going to need to prepare, but remember, you want them to get it on their calendar as well, and give yourself time to remind them. And that means you're going to have your marketing modes in place, your modes of communication, your marketing strategy needs to be in place as well. So all of these things together, think about all of these things together again. Remember, the number of speakers that you have is going to require you to think about how much time it really takes to put this event together. You want to give them at least a month. How many hours your event is also going to dictate how long you need to give yourself to plan for this particular event. If it's an hour, it's not going to take as long to plan as an event that is going to be over a number of days. And whether or not your event is internal or external, is also going to play a role in how long it's going to take for you to plan your event. I encourage you to really keep all of these things in mind when it comes to your next virtual event and the planning that you put in place for that. And if there is one thing that I can leave you with, I want you to think about this particular saying. Pre-planning creates space for humans to participate, and by their participation makes that experience unique. Yes, pre-planning gives the space for humans to connect, and it's human connection that we're after all. Even if it's a training, if it's something to learn, if it's something to network, we're all looking for that human connection. I hope that this has been helpful for you today. I really, really am glad that you were here with me for this. And remember, if this is something that you feel that a colleague of yours would enjoy, then please do spread this like your favorite gossip around the water cooler. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Remember, every single thing that you do can go far, far beyond. I'll see ya next time.